Today is January 1st, 2022. It's one of my favorite times of year because it's a time where I get to reflect on how I did the year prior. If you're tuning into my station for the first time, I started my YouTube channel in mid-January of 2019 and picked up some really great habits when I started. And one of them was to set very detailed and meticulous life goals during the year. Every week I would review the goals. Every 3 months or every quarter I would really take a hard look at how I'm progressing, and at the end of the year I would do a year-end review. And then sometime before the end of January I would set new goals for the year ahead. This is the third year now I'm doing that. And if someone's really serious about doing something, if they're really serious about what they're pursuing, you can really see how serious they are with the types of habits they have and the types of viewpoints that they have. So I'm really proud of what I've done in the last 3 years of my life, because I'm really taking a hard look at what I can do to reach my potential. And I would really encourage you to take a look at my station, get an idea of how I set goals, because this is a very long video and it's meant to be on purpose, with the hope that years ahead I can really look back and see how I progressed and give people a behind the scenes view of really what it takes to really try to work your hardest on setting goals, long and midterm, short term, and to really hold yourself accountable. So that's what I'm here to do today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read through all of my goals that I set for us this year, give you a behind the scenes view of a lot of things, such as my portfolio, things like cryptocurrency, an idea of how I really mastered my health, my body, my diet, and really give you a bit of visuals along the way. So what I'm going to do simply is read through all of my goals and explain how I did, explain some of the lessons learned. I'm also not perfect, so there's going to be areas where I missed the mark and really want to strive to do better next year, and capture that. So let's get started. First off, I have a manila folder here, and this folder contains a number of things regarding my goals, some notes, a lot of paperwork in here that I use. I'll explain that. I also have a gratitude journal, which I highly recommend. This is something I started at the beginning of this year, and it's basically a journal where you wake up or before you go to sleep and you write 3 things you're grateful for, and do your best as much as you can to not repeat things. It's a great way to keep you grounded, to keep you humble, and really makes you appreciate the things you have in your life that you could take for granted. I have a journal. This journal I don't write in every day, but it's something that I take notes on frequently, definitely a number of times a month. Maybe when I'm old and my kids want to see what was going on in my life, this would be an interesting book to read, and I'm sure I'll have multiple books. And that's really it. So why don't we get started? So basically, my goals are broken up into multiple pillars, and what I've done is I basically write down my goals on paper, print them out, and I use this every day. I look at these. It's like 9 pages here. I really take this seriously. So the 2021 goals I set for myself had 7 pillars. The first was business, career, and investments. That's one category. Health and physical fitness. Personal development and spirituality. That's number 3. Relationships and family. Finances, public service and charity, and travel and lifestyle. Within each one of these pillars, these are pillars I deem kind of like a sector in my life that I want to build goals around. And then within each one of these, I have a dedicated page or 2 of all the goals I hope to accomplish in the year 2021. So for business, career, and investments, just to give you an idea, you can see I take a lot of notes, and as I progress through the year, I kind of give credit to things that I've accomplished, and really feel good about myself when I can come back and turn around and see really what I accomplished, because I'm very meticulous into the goals I set. I'm very specific. I have a time-oriented nature to the goals, and you'll hear it when you read, when you hear what the goals are. So let's go through it. The first goal is by end of March 2021, I wanted to easily realize what I call AA rating for my job for the prior year. I get evaluated in my job, instead of getting only a base salary, I also get a cash bonus every year. That cash bonus is based on the performance. If you get an A, that means you really met your mark, you met your target. If you get a double A, it means you've exceeded some things. If you get a triple A, that's sort of like walking on water. And each one of those double A and triple A means you get more above what your target is. I got one triple A and the rest double A's, so I'm very fortunate about that. But at the same time, I also work hard, so I feel like I get what I deserve. So the goal is I will easily realize a double A rating for my job. I will also receive an amazing annual stock bonus. It would be a blessing to get $100,000 in a total bonus, but I would still be happy with 90. Midway through the year, early on in the year, I don't know if you can see it, I actually crossed that out and made an adjustment. And I said, you know what, the hell with that. Let's set the mark high and let's put out into the universe something more than that. So I said it would be a blessing to get 120,000, but I'd still be okay with 110. That means a cash bonus in the end of March of 120 or 110. In the end, I ended up getting $167,000 cash bonus, which was an absolutely amazing. I'm so blessed about that. I got a double A on February 25th. And just to show you I'm not BSing you, let's quickly take a look at my statement. Okay, so I'm not showing this to brag. I'm showing you this so you know I'm not full of BS. But this is a pay statement from, as you can see, March. So I got paid on March 3rd. And I just crossed out some sensitive information. But you see that I received a annual cash bonus of $85.5 thousand, and then on top of that I have stock awards, which is LT incentive, long-term incentive of a little less than $82,000, which in total added up to $167,436. That was what my total bonus was. In the end, after all was said and done, when you take out all the nice taxes, Uncle Sam's state taxes, contributions to my 401k, I ended up getting deposited into my bank a little more than $103,000, which was an amazing blessing. It was well above what I expected. But at the same time, I'm so proud of myself because of the sacrifice and hard work I put in. It's always nice when you actually see hard work paying off. So as you can imagine, that was an amazing morale booster and motivator for the beginning of the year. But let's keep going. The next goal was that by the end of December 2021, I really felt that that year was going to be a big year for me to make a big move in my career. But I was not going to settle, meaning I was going to put myself out there. I was going to test the waters and look at other jobs perhaps, because I've been with my job 6 years. It's an amazing company, amazing job, but in terms of the 5 to 7 year mark, what would my career look like? I'm fairly limited because my headquarters is in Germany, and unless I want to move, it'd be really hard for me to get a C-level position. But I did spend effort to put myself out there. Part of that was heavily networking, contributing to LinkedIn, building new networks, building new connections, publishing articles, making myself visible. And at the end, I really feel like I did that. I did a great job publishing some articles. I contributed to commentary. I put a lot of posts up, built some additional networks, and linked up with new people. But it didn't make a career move. Something just wasn't there, nothing that was a good fit. And the other thing was that in March of 2022, so this year, I am set to hopefully see an even much higher cash bonus and stock awards. So I really wasn't going to settle for just anything. It really would have had to tick all the boxes and make me feel comfortable that I can either negotiate something big in terms of a signing bonus, or maybe I'll just wait. That's where I'm at right now. Good news is that I actually got a raise and a promotion. In October 2021, I got a promotion, which I wasn't expecting. I got a raise of about 7.4K, which means my base salary for 2021 was almost $264,000 per year. So I'm really proud of that, And for those first two, definitely give them a pat on my back for accomplishing that. The next goal was to keep a strong focus on investment opportunities such as stock, cryptocurrency, investing in businesses. I Did do a few things as well here. I'm heavily vested in cryptocurrency. I'll actually show you that in a moment. I invested over the few year period between 2018 and 2019, a little over $30,000, and that portfolio has grown to well over $100,000. At one point it was like 140, but it came down a bit. I think now it's around 103, 104K. So I'm really proud that I really believe in the cryptocurrency market, in the technology, and really proud to see the investments I made, and a lot of that paid off. Stock, I have an award, a portfolio with TD Ameritrade that I put in total around 20K over 2020, early 2021. I think that's grown to around 32K. I also spoke to a financial advisor, created a few new policies, a long-term disability plan. In case I got disabled, I'll have a supplemental income versus what I just have with my job. I also created 2 educational funds for my two kids to make deposits every month and build a college fund for them. Invested a bit in different types of stocks and really feel proud of this one. I also made a small investment with my sister's startup company, which was interesting, nothing big, like $1,500. But you can see I'm trying to spread out my money. I really can see that diversifying your portfolio is kind of like sprinkling seeds around and letting things grow with a combination of time, compound interest, and so on. Really makes sense, really can see that. And you'll even hear later with my retirement fund, the amount of money that's grown in my 401k, which is almost $1 million now, is insane. So I really feel I did a great job with this one. And actually, let's take a look a little bit at my cryptocurrency and get a little bit background about that. Okay, so what you're looking at here is a website called cointracker.io. Think of it like a dashboard that consolidates all the different crypto exchanges you're in and merges them into one view. Normally, you'd have to log in and out of different apps like Coinbase, Kraken, Binance, and so on. This brings it all together through what's called APIs, where it could read your profile, download data, and consolidate it. So this is just what I wanted to show you. As you can see here, I actually got into the crypto market in 2017, November 3rd to be precise. And the different color lines are orange is the money I put in, blue is the appreciation from the changes in price of the coins. You can see I started here in November with just a little less than $400. So I got in pretty early. These are like Ethereums and Litecoin, but I kept going. I kept pumping money in 2017, 2018. You see that at this point, the amount of money I invested, the orange line, is actually higher than the blue, which means the market wasn't doing well. But I believed in the market and kept it in there. I didn't sell. I kept putting money in. You see the orange now is growing. I'm putting more of my money in there. 5K, 8K, 15K. This is in 2019. Still, the market's correcting. It's not doing much. And then right around here, in the year 2020, it went parabolic. That blue line is all of the money that continues to grow, and all the coins I invested in. I'm invested in about 30 or 35 coins. Most of it's Ethereum, Bitcoin, Decentraland. I mean, the list goes on, but look at the spread here. It's insane. We're now up in 2021, April, my portfolio was 129,000 almost. I only put in 23K. Keep coming here, keep coming here. You'll see that I put more money in. So now we're in August 2021. I put in a little more than 31K. The portfolio was up to 110. And it shot up. Look at that. It was around 48,000 right around here. In November 12th, 2021, it almost was 149,000. So this is a big part of my portfolio, but it didn't start that way. This is just something that took time. I believed in it. I didn't panic sell when prices dipped. And And if you take a look at some of the assets here, Bitcoin, I have 1.05 coins. You see the value of that, a little over 50,000. I have Ethereum, Decentraland, which really took off. I got in all these early. Ripple got in when it was in the 20-cent range. Decentraland, 50, 60 cents. So you see I'm in Shiba Inu, 71 million. At one point this was 130 million, but I took some profits off the table. So I really believe in the crypto market. I think in the long term it's going to continue to grow. I'm sure, like the internet bubble, it will probably harshly correct, but your Apples, Microsofts, Googles will emerge. Hopefully I've got the coins that survive in that manner, and it becomes more part of our day-to-day life. Okay, let's keep going. The next goal was regarding my YouTube presence. I really thought I would be much more active in terms of my video content. If you look at the years, I did put decent amount of content on. Sometimes I thought I would do something like once a week, but it was nothing near that at all. Some of the key things I wanted to do was I wanted to put a video of the following: my 2021 goals, which I did. I wanted to do a progress report every quarter, which I didn't do. I wanted to do a video of my fitness and health, which I'm huge on, and I did do quite a bit of that. I wanted to show you a video of my morning ritual, which I believe I did. We go on vacation to Long Beach Island and a family vacation by the beach. I did do that. I wanted to do a video showing my accomplishments for the prior year, which I did. My daughter and I like to do a house tour, which we did do that. Number of other videos I did. You can scan through it and see, but I didn't do everything. And I probably will try to pump that up a little bit more in the new year and this year 2022. So I would say maybe I give myself a B minus on that goal, but all the other goals, I think I hit the nail on the head. I'm very proud of myself, and I really feel great about my business career and investments goal for the year 2021. So let's keep going. The next goal is personal development and spirituality. Here I'm kind of iffy on some topics. The first one is I will easily read at least 10 books. Didn't do that. I read 5 books. The books I read were Clean and Lean by Dr. Ian Smith. Next is The Basics of Bitcoin and Blockchain by Anthony Lewis. The third is You Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. The fourth is Ripped Dad by Matt Worthy. The fifth is Burn by Herman Poncer. That's about how your body burns energy and calories, which was really interesting. And the book I started to read but didn't finish was a book called Real Estate Investing by Simon He. And then I started to read an autobiography of Andrew Carnegie. Didn't finish. So I read 5 books, not 10. Definitely need to read more. I think reading's important, learning's important, constantly, expanding your horizons. The amount of content that's out there in terms of books is insane. So why anyone wouldn't take advantage of it, I don't know. But that's my goal. So I didn't do that well on that. I'd give myself a C on that goal. Next goal is I will easily perform my so-called morning ritual at least 5 days a week. Hit the nail on the head. My morning ritual is I wake up, I take certain things to eat, I meditate, I review my goals, do some positive affirmations, ask some important questions, get my mind right, go to the gym. So killed it on this one, A+. Next one is I will perform my evening ritual at least 5 days a week, which I did very well as well. I also have an evening ritual at the end of the night. I start winding down. I take notes on certain things I need to do the following day. I really think a lot about my day, my life. I want to go to sleep on a positive note with a positive mindset. So I did really well on that one. The next one is I will connect with God every day through prayer, gratitude, or conversation, including nightly prayers with my daughter at family dinner, etc. This we did very well. We say prayers every single night. It's part of our evening routine when we put our daughter down. Me and my wife sit at the edge of her bed and we say prayers. My son is 2. So he's not quite old enough to do that, but we'll do that for sure. Every night we have dinner. Every time we have breakfast, we make sure we give thanks and upholding religion in our household is very important, and I'm really happy about how that piece went. The next one is my wife and I will actively support our daughter through her weekly religious studies and her learnings, which we did very well. Every week she goes to a religious study for about an hour. And that's part of growing up as a Catholic and going through to get your sacraments. You go through these sort of schooling. The next one is my wife and I will successfully host a baptism event for our son, which was an amazing day. It was on May 16th and really went well, so we're really happy about that. The next one, it didn't go well, which was we will easily attend church at least one time per month. Didn't do that. We went in January, skipped Feb, March, April, and May we did, and that was it. Very frustrating. It's not easy to do that on the weekends, especially with a young one, but that's not really an excuse. While we do have a lot of things we do in our home, I think it's important and it's nice as children to take them to a church and sit through a mass. Not every week. You can see we wanted to do it once a month, but we didn't even get that done, so I'm not thrilled about that. Got to pick that up next year. And the last goal was help our daughter receive her communion, which did happen, and that happened on April 17th, and that was a great day. So some lessons learned here. I got to read more, got to go to church more, and other than that, I think really proud. 2021 was really good with my personal development, spirituality, otherwise. The next, it deals with my relationships. And here you'll see I want to make sure I stay focused on setting up time with my wife, with my daughter, with my son. And I actually have, as you can see, a table where I keep track of the things we did, because it's nice as like a memory to look back and remember certain things. So regarding my relationships, the first one is I will easily plan a romantic, fun, or adventurous date night with my wife at least once or twice a month. Here I would say I'd give myself like a B. I looked through this and we did a number of things every month, but not every month. And that's important. So in like January, nice dinner. February, we had a really nice dinner for Valentine's Day. We missed March. For April, we went to Ocean City, Maryland. Many dinners. A lot of this is, that's mostly what it is, some family vacations, but not every month. And this is really important because no matter what I have going on in my life, it's the people at home that keeps me most motivated and who I work hard for. And it's important to dedicate and make the time to do things with your wife and kids. With my daughter, we did a number of things, some of which we even published on YouTube. For example, in January, we created pancakes in the morning, which is a ritual on the weekends. I think we did a video showing you what that recipe is like, just for fun. In February, I did a nail salon, so I let her do my nails, and I think I even did a video on that. There's a number of different things. So I definitely feel I did decent with my daughter, with my wife, okay. With my son, who's only 2, but still I need to do more with him alone. Some fun things out. We did go for a walk at the beach in June. I spent a lot of time with him in our vacation in July. I mean, I work from home, so I see him all day long, but it's the activities that I think are really important, and dedicating time to just do it individually. That was with my family. The next one was I will ensure I keep in close touch with my mother, father, sister, brother, my aunts, cousins, nieces, and nephews, and godchildren. This was hard. I definitely started out the year pretty well with my dad and my brother. We wanted to go out to lunch once a month, which we did in Jan, Feb, but then we skipped some months. We did it in May, June, in November, but this isn't easy and something I need to do a bit of a better job on. I try to keep in contact with my aunts and uncles who live, outside of the state or further away. Here, probably could have done a better job as well. The last goal was I will ensure that every day I dedicate at least 1 hour of uninterrupted time with my family, which is really easy to do when you work remote. So basically, overall, with my relationships, I'd give myself maybe a B minus. I think for this year in 2022, I want to be more aggressive in making sure we plan ahead to do activities with my wife and 2 children. seek to get together with my family more, besides just like major events. I'm very blessed that my family lives close. My brother, sister, parents live all within a 10-minute drive, which is great. The same thing with my in-laws. So it's not like we don't see them. We definitely see them like once a week, but doing more is really what I'm looking forward to. Guys, I'm going to keep going. As you can see, this is not an exciting video, and it's not meant to be. What I'm trying to do is show you how serious I take my goal setting in life, and just how important it is to stay focused on that, because this is the only way you measure how you improve. And the purpose of this video is to chronicle this so that years ahead I can hopefully be at a place where I see I'm closer to my potential in life, and I could look back at these videos and really take enjoyment out of it, show my children what it's like, show my children what their dad does and how he works hard. And maybe they can take lessons learned on, maybe to show others and inspire others who are trying to improve. It doesn't work when you just set New Year's resolutions. You got to have some really feeling behind it and conviction behind it, and that's what I have here. The next goal is grown into my favorite. It's health and fitness. My health and fitness is something that has dramatically improved. I've put on tremendous muscle. I've gotten so lean. I work out 5 days a week minimum, sometimes 6, for at least 90 minutes, but most of the time it's 120. I've grown incredibly fond of my longevity, my diet, seeing how well you can do on your own in terms of getting into shape, and I have a passion for this. Look at my videos on YouTube. You'll see a ton of content regarding me at the gym, my body, and I'm extremely proud of it because this is something I did all on my own, worked hard, sacrificed, create immense discipline, all natural. The only supplements I take is creatine, whey protein, and some multivitamins, and branch chain amino acid supplements sometimes, but that's it. I don't mess around with any testosterone or any steroids, none of that shit. Don't do any of that. And so health and physical fitness has been a great goal of mine. Now let's go through that. I'm probably going to draw upon some examples. First one is I will easily eat clean at least 6 days a week to establish optimal health, energy, vitality, and physical fitness. Killed it on this one. My diet's impeccable. I use an app called Carbon. Carbon is sort of a macro counting and nutrition app that helps you stay on target with your calories, fat, carbs, and protein. I just started using that in December, but up until now I did most of this on my own, took my own notes, and really learned about food. So I'm so proud of this one. The next one I don't do well, which is sleep. And that goal was to get enough sleep, at least 6 hours, to ensure I have enough energy, health, and vitality. I get between 4 and 5 hours of sleep. Not good. If you want to build muscle, if you want to rejuvenate, if you want to have your body recover, sleep is important. Personally speaking, I may be wrong, but 6 hours of sleep seems like enough for me. I don't get that, and I got to definitely do a better job with that next year. The next one is I will easily do enough high-intensity training or cardio for at least 30 minutes a day for at least 4 days per week. Killed it on this one. I jump rope a ton and do it in a high-intense manner. I think I have put some videos on YouTube. I use jumping rope because it's a high burst of energy, and then you can go slower. Walking on a treadmill, riding a bike is really not that good unless you do it in a way where you can sprint and then jog and get your heart rate down. Sprint and do that in bursts. That high intensity training is excellent for your heart. It's excellent for your blood flow, oxygen to your lungs. That really helps establish better fat burning. So I killed it on that one. The next one is dealing with my body composition, which is I will easily lose weight to get to 180 pounds, achieve a body fat percentage of at least 10%, have a perfect six-pack, and then have at least 100 pounds of skeletal muscle mass. Killed it on this one. I'm so proud of myself. I wanted to show you something really quick on how I measure my body composition, because I do something called an in-body scan. So let's take a look at that real quick. So if you're serious about your body, you can't just look at your weight. Your weight alone does not tell the whole story. You need to do what's called review your body composition analysis. And there's different ways you could do that. You could use what's called calipers, which is, the device that checks the amount of fat you have around different parts of your body. You can do what's called a DEXA scan, which is probably the more precise option, which does a really detailed set of x-rays around your body. Or you can do what's called an in-body, which is what I do. It's not perfect. None of them are perfect. In-body's not perfect anyway as well, but it is directionally correct and gives you enough information to really keep moving in the right direction. And it's much better than a scale, which only gives you your weight. And even if a scale has sensors, those sensors honestly aren't accurate, so don't trust them or waste your money. But an in-body scan is something that I did record much more detailed analysis on in my business trip in Germany. If you're interested, you can view that. But let's go through the basics. The basics is that you stand on a scale. It's got two handles. For about 30 seconds, it sends electrical currents throughout your body, and it gives you a lot of great information. So first is it gives you your total weight, but it doesn't just show you your weight. It gives you a breakout of how much of your weight is made up of your body fat, lean mass, and your intracellular and extracellular water. I'm very proud of this. This means I was 189 pounds. Out of that, a little less than 15 pounds was body fat, and that equates to, there's a 14.5 pounds, and that was a body fat percentage of 7.7%. Honestly, I don't trust 7.7%. That seems really low, but even if 7 is 10%, still great. As I said, there's always room for some error here. And this is also really interesting. This shows you where is that fat. So it shows you that the majority of my fat is in my midsection, which is 7 pounds of fat. I have a little bit of fat in my right and left legs, very little fat in my right and left arms. So this is awesome. And then my visceral fat level, which is the fat around my gut and around my organs, is extremely low, which is awesome. My basal metabolic rate, this is how many calories I burn if I were to just sit on the couch all day, is also very high, almost 2,100 calories, which means my body is very efficient. It's burning energy very well, and that's all because of my diet and my physical activity. Skeletal muscle mass, this is how much muscle I have, 101.6 pounds of muscle. These bars is really like, are you below average? Are you in the right range? Are you above average? So my skeletal muscle mass, as you can see, is well above average, which is great. I'm going to skip body mass index, BMI. I don't really care about BMI. We talked about the body fat, and here as well, it also shows you by different body parts how much muscle do I have, and what percentage is that, you know, in terms of the amounts. So meaning this is the saying I have 11 pounds of muscle in my right arm, and that's 140% above average, which is really good. Yeah. So you can see it gives you all that information. And this is also really cool. You can see I started, I've been starting this in 2019, but I have this one report that actually was starting to gain some history because I bounced around and did these in different facilities. But since I went to the same facility, you see you have a little bit of a tracker. So you can see I maintained a pretty healthy weight, didn't fluctuate much, built muscle, which is awesome, reduced my body fat, and my water level is also at an optimal level. This is your water analysis. If you have too much water, it means your body's retaining water, which means you may have some ailment or inflammation that needs to be considered or looked at. But I'm all in check. All is good. And I love this. I do this, want to do this at least once a month, and it gives me an idea of how I'm doing. The other thing I wanted to show you is some evidence. This is me on my final workout on December 31st for the end of the year. Never in my wildest dreams would I imagine this is what my body would look like. And this is one. This is a little bit further back. And here I'm showing my shoulder muscles. So you can see I've packed on quite a bit of muscle, and this came after 2 years of immense hard work, discipline, sacrifice, and dieting and working out. If you're interested in what my body looked like in the beginning of my journey, I did put that's a featured video on my YouTube channel. When you first come, that's the first video that pops up, so you can check that out. But here you can see I really take this seriously. Regarding my health and fitness as well, this next one sounds a little funny, but it's something, it's so important, which is your hygiene. Your teeth, your dental hygiene. So this is I will easily get 2 routine dental exams showing healthy teeth, no cavities, and I'll brush twice a day and floss at least once a day. I made an appointment to go twice this year on March 17th and on September 20th. Both showed I have very healthy teeth, no cavities. kicked butt on the brushing, tailed off on the flossing, and didn't keep up with that. I got to keep up with that because I really want to keep healthy teeth as I grow older. The last one is regarding my annual wellness visit with the doctors. I will easily get an annual wellness visit with my healthcare physician. I want to have continue to see lower cholesterol below 200, and all other indicators be showing that are very positive. Here, I'm extremely proud of this, okay? 3 years ago, I had a very poor health. I had high cholesterol in the 240s. All other levels were high: triglycerides, HDL, LDL. I was overweight, but I believe that I was able to control that, and I proved it, okay? Last year and this year, I've maintained cholesterol below 200. My triglycerides are now like 120, normal blood pressure. All my vitamins are on point. Everything is normal. The only thing I did was work on my diet and my exercising. So I firmly believe that we can all take control of our health with the right plan of eating, with the right plan of exercising, and I'm so proud of this. So here I am at 43 years old. All of my health is on point, and I'm doing it all naturally. So I'm really proud of myself with that. Had a prostate exam, which wasn't pleasant, but thank God that came out okay. Yeah, my most recent visit was on December 16th, so that was awesome. Last thing was from a personal health perspective. I don't know why I put this as health, but I ended up getting a tattoo on my back of my son. I have a cross, a big Gothic cross with my daughter's name, and I had to put my son's name underneath it. I did that on June 11th. Yeah, so really kicked it on this one. I'm so proud of myself. Next one is travel and lifestyle. Number of goals here. So with traveling, first was making sure that that I'm able to finance and we do a family vacation in Long Beach Island, New Jersey, which we get a beautiful summer home for 7 days. And we've been doing this for 5 or 6 years now with my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, and her family, and was blessed to be able to do this on July 3rd to the 10th. Put a video on that if you're interested to see what the LBI home looks like. It's great for doing with family memories, kids memories, and so on. The next one was something we normally wanted to do as well, which we wanted to take a family vacation and go somewhere warm, maybe at the beach for like 4 nights. But just with COVID and things, we really couldn't secure anything. But we did make some exceptions, right? So we did things a little bit differently. We went to Ocean City, Maryland for 3 nights. We went to Hershey, Pennsylvania for the first time, which is where they make the Hershey chocolate, and they have a really cool area there. Amusement park. It was cool for the holidays. I actually put a video on that if you're interested to see what Hershey Park looks like. So it was okay. But the next one, we normally go into New York City. We rent a beautiful hotel room. And when I used to travel around the world for work, we used the points and the miles to fund that. Because of New York City is not the same anymore. Things are totally different. There's violence. It's unfortunate, but we used to love staying at like the St. Regis, the Ritz-Carlton, some nice Marriott properties, the Four Seasons. And we normally did that during Christmas. We went to see the Christmas Spectacular show. If you look on my YouTube station, you'll see some of the past years when we did that, and I chronicled some of our stays. It's just unfortunate, but that we really couldn't do that. So this year, Hershey, Pennsylvania really replaced that. Next was a slew of all these renovations we wanted to do on our home. Actually, today, my daughter and I filmed a video. We didn't publish it yet, but we did a home tour. This is something she likes to do, and we give people a refresh view of what the home looks like. Did a ton of stuff. We completely renovated our foyer, bought a beautiful crystal chandelier in the foyer. We did a complete overhaul of our stairs and banister leading up to the second floor. Did a lot of decorative molding, renovated one of our bathrooms downstairs, focused on our landscaping, put front walkway pavers in place, completely did a beautiful overhaul of our fireplace area with marble, decorative molding. Had to buy a really expensive new pool cover. But yeah, really happy to see how the house came along. This year we're hopefully able to fund doing a new basement and really renovate some of our rooms and like our living room and so on. So God willing, we'll do that. And then the last goal was, I have a love for golf. I wanted to make sure I played golf a number of times this summer. And I put once a week. That was way far away from what actually happened. But I did do a number of fun things with my brothers, with some old colleagues. I went to a place called Crystal Springs, which is a beautiful area. I believe I put some stuff on YouTube about that. I can't remember, but it's a beautiful resort. So with the travel and lifestyle, I think things went really well. Got to play more golf, and other than that, I really can't see anything that I can complain about. So I'm really proud of myself and really happy to see how things went. So guys, we have two more. We're doing finances and public service and charity. If you're still with us, God bless you. Next is finances. I am so proud of this one. Very blessed, okay, very blessed. My goal that said I will increase my net worth, which includes savings, investments, my investments appreciation, equity in my home, and so on, by a minimum of $250,000 in 2021. And I definitely did that. We'll give you some more info and behind the scenes view on that, but it was a great year. The stock market did phenomenal. My retirement plans killed it. And all other funds I have with cryptocurrency, my savings, it just all fell into place. And I'll show you how I track my finances and some information behind the scenes. But I definitely made this goal. I think it was a little bit more than $250,000. So let's take a look at how that's broken up. Okay, so it seems I was way off in my numbers in a really good way. I'll tell you what I mean in a second. But here's the goal, and listing out all the things that make up my finances. And then I have a table here that throughout the whole year, I just track how the progress is for that. So you can see with regards to my 401k, what did I contribute? What did my employer match? What dividends did I get? What's the balance look like? I get profit sharing in my company. I have a whole life cash value life insurance plan. 529 plan is for the kids' education fund. Cryptocurrency, my rollover IRA, my home, which is looking at my equity, my TD Ameritrade account, which is my brokerage. So you can see I list this all out, and then every few times I'll check in throughout the year and I'll see how they progressed. So what you could see here is that at the end of the year I maxed out my 401k. I got a huge amount of dividends of $11,000. My balance at the end of the year were raised about 18%. It was a crazy year for the market, almost $840,000 in my 401k. My cash value, my life insurance plan, the kids' education funds, which is really what I just started. Balances with all the different bank accounts I have, which is predominantly a emergency fund. My cryptocurrency, my rollover, my home value. I actually was able to build up some nice equity in the home. Market's really hot, of course, but I also use the opportunity to refinance. I have a refinance rate of now 2.5%, so I'm going to be paying it off with less interest. I did a 20-year payback fixed rate, a fixed rate of 2.5% with a payback in 20 years. But I do bi-weekly, which means I'll pay it off in 18 years. And I originally had a loan for 27 years left in it, so I was able to really accelerate that. And then this is kind of like a yearly view. And then here, starting in January 2019, I kind of tracked my total. It's incorrect to call it net worth, because if you really want to look at net worth, you have to deduct your debt. And the biggest debt we all have probably is our home and credit cards or whatnot. But home is the biggest chunk, so I didn't include that here. But I just want to see what is the total cumulative amount of assets I had. If you remember, my goal was to increase the total amount of my investments by $250,000. I was pleasantly surprised when I did the numbers, because at the end of 2020, I had total value of $1.126 million. Now I'm at $1.498 million, which is a difference of 371.5K. So I actually beat my target. Instead of doing 250K, I was able to do 371.5K. One of the biggest reasons for that was definitely my retirement. The market just killed it, and I was glad to have gotten a number of solid investments that grew really well. That you can see an 18% return. With that balance, And 61K, I mean, I got like almost $200,000. It was insane. Sorry, but I had another goal in the finances, and it was a great accomplishment. One of the other goals was I wanted to create new flows of income totaling at least $5,000 by doing phone consulting, advising, and so on. I basically signed up for a couple of companies where you can put a profile in place, and then companies call and they want to do research on topics. They plug in the content. If your name comes up, you fill out a questionnaire. If the people like what they read, you sign up for it. And what do? I get an hourly rate. I charge an hourly rate that varies, but on average, I get $650. How did I do this year? Well, I did phenomenal. The total value of money I got outside of my job was $7,356. How did I do that? Several different ways. I did some advisory work. I did a number of calls. You see all the dates and the amount of money I got. It's not all the same. Some of these, like this $100 was a referral I got. Sometimes I get surveys I'll fill out. Here's a survey. They ask you to fill out a survey, we'll give you $50. Yeah, you see all these calls I did, the dates I did them, and these are other services. One based out of the UK called ProSapient. Another one is a focus group. Sometimes I get called just to do a Zoom call and they'll pay you for the hour. PS is ProSapient. So that's the other one. And I did find another one called Z Intro, I think is called. I don't see that reflected here. Maybe that's this one. I don't remember. But this is another thing I try to do to supplement my income and get compensated for my time. So actually, I didn't include this in my income. But if you add all that up between this and my job, I think my annual income this year was around $430-something thousand, which is the most I've ever made in my life. So proud of that, and I work my ass off for it. So I'm not gonna. Basically, I'll say sorry, not sorry. Okay. Last but not least is public service and charity. You know, the Bible says if you want to receive, you must give. Give, and you shall receive. So I think paying back is really important. I probably think we'd all agree that we all don't probably give as much as we'd like or we think we should. I had a goal of giving $5,000 into different charities this year, and I missed that mark by around $700. I contributed $4,300. All right, so 4,295, but 4,300. And I was really happy though to see, contributing nevertheless. I think it's so easy to just think about holding and not thinking of others. And that wasn't the case for me. Let's quickly show you what I've tracked in terms of what I'm investing in and not investing in, what I'm giving to. So you can get an idea like what's behind it. So a number of different things. I donate to something called Charity Water, which is an interesting company. They have a great mission, bringing clean water to areas around the world that don't have access, something we take for granted. I do just a small monthly amount, which in total is $480. Donated some stuff to the church, quite a bit. You can see I started to track it weekly, and then I said, you know what, I'm just going to do every week. I tracked it'll be $1,100 for the year. Quite a bit of money to St. Jude's Children's Hospital just because they have an amazing cause. So in January, $500. I have a company that matches up to $1,000. As long as it's a valid charity, they'll match up to $1,000 a year. So I took full advantage of that. So I did $500 to St. Jude's. My company matched that $500. So I had $5 more to go. Some more into the church. My wife is a huge lover of animals, so we donated a little bit to the local SPCA. Company matched a little bit of that. More money to St. Jude in March. A company matched that. We did a donation to a company that does research or R&D on brain tumors. A close family friend and neighbor of my wife was diagnosed with a brain tumor. Thank God he's doing well, but we asked who we can donate to, and this was who they suggested. So we did that. We got a match on that. More to the church, more to St. Jude. Rugged Maniac was an obstacle course race I did, and as part of that race, we raised money. I chose to do it to St. Jude. I did $25, and I asked for friends and family donations, so I got 100. These two here were during Thanksgiving. These organizations help feed those in need, so $100. All in all, it was $4,295. So as I said, not perfect, but you can see at least what I'm worried about, right? I'm tracking this stuff. I think about this stuff on a weekly basis. I do my best. Next year, I'll probably look to do even more. So this is how I did with that. The other goal was I wanted to volunteer my time at least 2 hours a month, or a total cumulative amount of 24 hours for the year. I did not donate my time much at all in this regard, and really not proud of that. I definitely think it's really important to donate your time and to give back. And an example of that was before COVID hit, I donated my time every week, and I did a video on it in YouTube for something called Meals on Wheels, where I went to a local area and picked up meals and actually drove them to people who need the meals. They sign up for a service because they don't have enough money, and I physically hand delivered, knocked on the door, hand delivered them their meals, and had about 7 or 8 houses on my route. And I helped that on a weekly basis for about 2 months, while someone who was in that role, I think they were either out, they were sick, I don't remember what the circumstance was, but they needed help, and I found that right timing and I signed up for it. Or donate time at the church. These are things I really think are important, and I didn't do. A lot of stuff wasn't offered as much as it was because of COVID, so that played into it a little bit. But look, I'm sure if I really dug deep enough, I would have found something that was available. So definitely something I wanted to do next year. All right, guys, this really wraps it up. As I look back, I'm really proud of myself. You see me doing this a lot. This is just my way of patting myself on the back and really taking credit of something I worked so hard on. I'm so proud of 2021 on a number of different levels. When I look at these goals and look at how hard I work day in and day out for 365 days of the year, doing this since 2019. This is my 3rd year doing this. It's a great habit. It's a great ritual. I highly encourage people to goal set. You see how detailed I am with my goals, and I really think if you're so serious about doing something, you got to put in the effort, and you got to find in the habits, and you just got to forget fear, forget doubt, forget what people say, what their opinions are. I'm sure nobody is going to watch this entire video, and that's really not the point. The point is that I'm doing it, and I'm showing up. There's a quote called, "We are oftentimes rewarded in public for the things we do in private." And these are the kinds of examples. Working out in the gym at 5 in the morning in private, which allows me to take photos like I did on Facebook. But that picture took 2 years to build. Seeing myself have assets in excess of $1.1 million took years and years to do, which I do on my own, and I have this sort of drive and this focus. That wraps up the year 2021. I'm so proud of myself for that. I'm looking forward to 2022. By the end of January, I will film a video that, like I did in 2019, 2020, 2021. Now for 2022, it'll be the 4th time I do a year-end review plus a year ahead. So now I'm going to set my goals for 2022, spend some time thinking about it, and probably do a better job of checking in at least once a quarter. I wanted to do once a month, but I think that's a bit much. But offline, though, what I do is I review these goals once a week and make sure I stay on track, keep myself motivated, hold myself accountable, and that's it. I hope for anyone who watched this, God bless you. Maybe you picked up some information, some tidbits of things that will help you in your journey. And until next time, guys, take care and Happy New Year. Bye.